Hello, my fellow nerds, and welcome to the Nerd Empire. I hope you all are having a fantastic day today, and I hope you all will enjoy today's reaction video. With that being said, let's get right into it, shall we? Alright, the first video we are going to start out with is an Isaac Butterfield video. And Isaac Butterfield, as I've said in many of my Isaac Butterfield reactions, is one of my favorite content creators on YouTube. And is one of very, very, very few Australian... I think I only watch two Australian creators. I only am subscribed to two Australian creators. I think it's only Isaac Butterfield and Sydney Watson. I don't know if there are any more that I'm subscribed to, but one of the very few Australian content creators that I personally enjoy. And I think he's funny, and I think he has a lot of good takes on things. So, this one is titled Gen Z TikTok is Out of Control. So, let us see what he has to say about the TikTok of Gen Z, shall we?
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are looking at the worst people to ever live, and that is, without a doubt, Gen Z. Let's jump straight into it.
You know, I know it's early to be pausing, but the one thing I always found confusing, and I still don't understand to this day, is why out of the entire alphabet, they say all the letters as they are letters. You know, A through Y as actual letters. But why is Z the only letter out of the entire alphabet they pronounce as a word? I don't get that. Why is Z pronounced as a word? Z instead of, you know, as a letter, Z. If somebody could actually explain that to me, I would love to know, but it just confuses me as to why Australians and a lot of Europeans pronounce the letter Z as a word instead of a letter. So, it's just something I always found confusing.
Some ways that I try to inconvenience men.
Oh no, I've seen these type of videos. Okay, this is great. This is a very popular trend on TikTok for Gen Z women. They want to tell you how they use micro-feminism, small movements, small things that they do every single day that promotes feminism and hurts the patriarchy, hurts the evil man. And some of them are, you know, some of them are warranted. Some of them are warranted, I think. And if she says anything, I'll point them out. But some of them are hilarious.
The first one's very simple, and I've heard people talking about this on TikTok, and I think it's so important as a woman to start doing this for yourself and for society at large.
Come on, what is it? Tell us.
Especially if you live in a walkable city or if you're in a crowded place. In my experience, men don't tend to do that, especially if they're walking in groups. They expect you to move out of their way, and if they're on their phone, they're not looking.
If a dude doesn't, if you're a woman and you're walking down the sidewalk and a man doesn't get out of your way, he is a piece of shit. Okay, every man should do that. That is chivalry, okay? And you should not only just do that as a dude for young women, old women, any type of woman, you should do it for people in general. Okay, you should get out of their way. For other dudes, don't try and be a fucking he-man, some tough guy, some alpha, okay? Real men who are good people, proper dudes, will just move out of the way because it's the nice thing to do. It's that extra effort that you should do to make other people's lives easier, okay? But what you also shouldn't do, as any human being, is deliberately get in someone's way, which is what she's talking about. That just makes you a dick, that's all.
Because they expect everyone to move out of their way. And so I don't do that anymore. Instead, I walk as straight as possible if I think that a man is going to run into me. And if he doesn't move out of the way at the last minute and runs into me,
I'm 110 kilos, all right? If I'm looking at my phone and you just walk...
It's here. I always think this is funny. Look, I kind of agree with Isaac here on this. It's just like if you as a guy see that, you know, you just, you know, move out of the way. But here's the thing: it's just be it you that you're a man or a woman, just do the decent thing and just move out of the way. don't go around walking expecting somebody to move out of your way. And don't think that you're so more important than the person in front of you that you expect them to move out of the way just because you're a woman or just because you're a man. Just move out of the way because it is the decent thing to do as a human being. Don't just expect somebody to move out of your way, because I'm sorry, you're going to be disappointed. So if you see somebody, just move out of the way. That's just a decent human being thing that you can do.
Walk into me, I'm going to run you over. That's what's going to happen.
Because I think they learn. They have to learn.
They have to learn what? That some tiny fucking little shit didn't move out of their way because they were looking at their phone. Mate, we all look at our phones. We all sometimes aren't looking where we're going. I've noticed recently that I've run into a few people because I'm holding my toddler on my hip because I have great childbearing hips. It's like a little seat. Finally, these giant fucking hips of mine have been, helpful for something. I often can't see people out of my peripheral. So I run into people. And what do? As this 6'8", 110 kilo man with a beard, I apologize profusely. I'm so sorry. I got a toddler in my way, okay? I don't try and be a he-man about it. That's not polite. That's not good. That's shit.
Is actually more of a movement that I'm starting with a hashtag and everything. Like it's 2016.
What is it?
I'm serious about this. And it's man spread back. I live in New York.
I have seen this with another channel. I can't remember what the channel was about. They had women do the whole man spread thing as well. And I thought this was fucking stupid. It's just, look, ladies, for a vast majority of men, it is very uncomfortable for a man to just sit with his legs closed. And it's natural for us to sit with our legs spread. Two reasons. One, because of how we are designed. It's just how our hips are. It's naturally more just how we are. And two, we have nuts just, there. We have balls. So it's just how we naturally sit. We're not doing it to inconvenience the people around us. It is just how we naturally sit. And for the men, the vast minority of men who do it, who spread their legs so freaking wide just to take up more room because they think they can, yeah, those men are being dicks. But some of us just, sit with our legs open because that's just how we naturally sit. We're not doing it to try and purposefully inconvenience the people around us.
So back. I take public transportation every single day.
Spread, she reckons.
And I have started to notice how men sit versus how women sit on public transportation. And I'll give you an example of each.
Okay, this goes back to the whole BuzzFeed man-spreading video.
BuzzFeed, that's what it was.
Remember that all the way back in the day. I'm sure I did a video on it back in the late 2010s. So they made a video all about women trying man-spreading, meaning that you sit with your legs spread. Now, the biggest critique of that video, and men often do sit like this, is they sit like that because their genitals, their testicles, their man nuggets, they happen to be existing on the outside of their bodies.
And the BuzzFeed thing, they took it to a bit of a they kind of exaggerated a bit. They spread their legs as far as they fucking could when they sat, and that's just not how men naturally do it. Like I said, when we sit down, we naturally spread our legs open because that's just more comfortable for us. We don't spread them as wide as that we fucking can, like you saw with this lady here. And yes, that is a lady. She sat down spreading her legs as far as she fucking could. Or as far as she fucking wanted. Men don't naturally do this. We do more like what this guy is doing. We have our legs spread enough where we just, put our elbows down on it and just sit like that. Or we just sit back and, spread our legs just, shoulder width apart. Because that's just how we naturally do. Or naturally sit. And some guys just, you know, sit down and lay their leg on top of their other leg. We're not spreading it wide like this dumb bitch is.
They hang in a little sack called a scrot, and they're there because it's too hot inside the male body, or any body, I guess. Anyway, point being, the reason we sit like that is because we have these big. I've got a big dangly fucking skin sack. Imagine the world's biggest skin tag. Yeah, fill that up with some eggs. That's your fucking. Well, my balls aren't egg size. Mine are little little buttons. They're very sweet and cute. But they're little. Anyway, doesn't matter. Button nuts Butterfield. That's what I call myself in the mirror when I scream and cry. Anyway, point being, the reason we sit like that is so that we don't squeeze our nuts together. Unless you have big fucking juicy flaps, ladies. Like I'm talking like juicy fucking flaps, like getting in the way. Hang on, fucking chair's all fucked up. You don't need to spread your legs. All right, stop it.
Typically, women are trying to put their legs together to make themselves smaller. Their bags are on their lap.
Smaller, or because of what they're wearing. A lot of ladies will wear a skirt, a dress, whatever. And unless you want the world seeing up your dress.
Yeah, and that's naturally how a lot of women sit too. And sometimes they cross their legs as well, because the way their hips are positioned, and just that they don't have anything between their legs like men do. So they're able to naturally sit with their legs closed, and it's more comfortable for them. At least I'm guessing that it is. But for men, it's more comfortable to sit with our legs open, and because we have something there, and it sometimes it can hurt to try and sit for that long. And it's uncomfortable for our hips, the way our hips are positioned, for us to just constantly sit with our legs closed like that. It's not as comfortable for men as it is for women.
You sit like that. That's the way you sit, right?
To let other people sit down, right? Because it's a public space for everyone. More often than not, when a man is sitting down on public transportation or anywhere else, he's sitting like this.
Because he's got nuts, you fucking goose. Like, don't get me wrong. Dudes can spread too far, and that's rude. But if you got a little spread going on, that's just normal.
At least like this. Sometimes it's worse. Sometimes there's a bag next to him.
I'd like to point out that anyone who catches public transport is a horrible piece of shit and is poor and should not be listened to.
Either way, he's not thinking about how much space he's taking up, because he's never...
Obviously, she said she's in New York, so that's the only way to get around. But if you're not in New York City or a giant city and you catch public transport, like if you catch a bus... Yuck!
Just last night, I was walking with my friend, leaving a concert, and there was a group of guys behind us that was yelling so loud, like for no reason. Like they were walking in a line right next to each other, and often in this situation, we'll tell men, we're right here. That's a good one. Or, you know, let's take it down a notch. So let me know if there's any I should add to my list.
You sound like the biggest pain in the ass to be around of all time.
It's those kind of people that are kind of annoying to be around, because it feels like they go out of their way to try and find something to complain about, because they have lived their life so long complaining about everything that they just, or with drama or something, that they can't go a single day without it. It's like a drug to them. They can't go a single day without any sort of conflict, drama, or complaint. So they have to go out of their way to find something to complain about. And I don't know how people go about their lives doing that. That just sounds stressful as fucking hell. Like, why must you go out of your way to find something to bitch, moan, complain, cause drama, or do anything about? Just why? Just take a deep breath, go on a walk, touch some fucking grass, and just don't complain about anything for a week and see how it goes. You will have a lot less stress in your life, I can guarantee you that.
Why would anyone want to hang around with you? I feel sorry for your future husband. Jesus Christ.
If she gets one.
If I was your girlfriend, would you let me out like this?
I this is going to sound really mean, and just some people might not agree with me. I don't think she's conventionally attractive. And for a lot of men, and I said a lot of men, not all men, a lot of men, for how fat she is, that's not attractive at all. So, no. You need to put on a lot more clothes, lady.
Fucking no.
Would you just let it hang?
I mean, even for those who are, fit, if you're single and you're trying to attract people, then yeah, wear something like that. But if you're with somebody, you shouldn't really have any reason to dress like that out in public, because you dressing like that out in public, even though you have somebody, is basically just saying fuck you to your partner, and you're doing this because you want to attract attention. So if you're single and wanting to dress like this and attract attention, by all means, go right ahead. It's your life. But if you're with somebody, don't dress like this, because you're disregarding the relationship you have with the person you're with. So, but for this woman, I'd say no, put on a lot more clothes, lady.
Or would you make me cover up? Because
what I'm saying sounds really mean, but the truth is quite often not very nice.
Okay, let me just say this. I know that this may sound fatphobic and rude and mean, but what you're wearing right there looks fucking awful. That is not something to be liberated, in fact. That's something to be...
And I want to explain something. A lot of guys don't want somebody who's fat because, one, biologically, it's... When somebody is looking for a potential mate to possibly have kids with, they are trying to look for somebody that looks like that they can give them healthy children. And children that could, survive. And looking like she is, that looks really unhealthy. So a lot of guys, just on a biological level, will not choose somebody to spend the rest of their life with and possibly start a family with if they look like they are unhealthy and do not take care of themselves. So on a biological level alone, she's not really going to get anybody. Now, does that mean she's not going to get anybody, period? No, because there are guys who are attracted to women of her size. But in general, I would say she's going to have probably a less than 5% chance of finding somebody. Because, at least in my opinion, she doesn't look very attractive, even conventionally. I know it sounds mean, but I don't really care. I'm going to say what I think, and if people don't like my opinions or the information I spout out that I know, then that is not really my problem. You can like what I have to say, you can dislike what I have to say, but it is the truth. And like I said, the truth is very often not very nice, but people need to hear it.
Kept hidden. You look like me if I put on 30 kilos and wore my 2-year-old son's clothes. Like, it just looks awful. So what?
Yeah, and the clothes alone, they don't really go together very well, I would say.
Why am I talking shit? Why do I care? Well, this is what people's algorithms look like at the moment. And when I say people, I mean dudes. This is what dudes' algorithms look like. They look like this because a lot of people send their friends these type of videos. They can't believe it. They're like, oh, gross, look at this. Oh, my God.
She could do with probably also getting glasses that, complement her face a lot better, because those glasses do not really do her any favors.
And then they go and they look and they understand that the reason this person is making this type of content is, number one, to sell their OnlyFans page, which she has. And you can look at this woman's body if you really want to for $5 a month. That's right.
Here's, I'm going to say a lot of things that are probably considered off topic, but here's the other thing that bugs me with a lot of these women. A lot of these type of women say that they are thick, and I swear to God, nobody seems to understand what thick actually is anymore. She's thick in the THICK, but when it comes to the THICC, or third C if you add on a third one, people don't know what an actual thick body is, because thick doesn't mean fat. It means actually thick. It's there's no fat. It's like a muscle, or more toned. They just have thicker thighs because that's just how they're built. But it doesn't include fat. Like, she can't, like, there are people like her size that say, oh, I'm just thick. No, you're fat. And there's nothing inherently mean about fat. It's just how it just is.
$5 a month to have a look at what can only be described as a brand deal with fucking Burger King.
Because I've been wanting to just rock the crop top with a low skirt this summer, and I'm wondering, how does it look?
I gotta warn people too, if you're gonna post stuff like this on the internet, you need to brace yourself for anyone and everyone saying what's on their mind. And a lot of it, I can tell you now, is not going to be nice. And it's going to hurt your feelings, but this it comes with the territory. Once it's on the internet, it's there for good, honey. You're going to get a lot of people who are going to tell you what's on their mind, and I can tell you right now, it's not going to be nice. See, here's the thing for me. She can improve her looks. Even as fat as she is, she can still improve her looks. Get different glasses that complement your face better, and get a different hairstyle, and fix your wardrobe. You can improve your looks like that without having to lose weight. Now, if you want to completely attract a lot of people, lose weight. But for now, if you are just that lazy, I'd say different glasses to complement your face better, change the hairstyle, and fix your fashion choice, honey.
Are you really wondering, or are you just relying on rage bait and hate to sell your OnlyFans? That sounds like such a fantastic way to live your life. People, random people on the internet, hating you so much that they hate wank over you. What the fuck is wrong with people?
What the fuck
is this?
That's what I said.
Something happened when...
Are they trying to act like animals, just without the fursuits? Is that what they were trying to do?
Women were given the ability to vote. Something went wrong. Something changed. Because for the longest time, you kept to...
See, I don't think it's when women were given the right to vote, because, 20, 30, anywhere between, I'd say 25 and 50 years ago, women were... women were more sane, I would say. I think it's something in the last 10 to 15 years that broke the woman's psyche, and they just went absolutely fucking nuts. I don't know what it is, but something just broke inside the woman's mind. And a lot of them, I'm not saying the majority of them, because, the majority of them are just silent and they just want to go about their lives and be left alone. It's a lot of the women who post shit that something just broke in their head. And the outcome of that psychic break, of that mental fracture, just the result of it is confusing and fascinating.
Yourself, your biggest decision of the day was, you know, do I take an umbrella out with me today? Is it going to rain? Will I get my knickerbockers wet? And now your entire day is in between political commentary, doing whatever the fuck these psychos are doing. I don't know what the fuck.
I mean, I know men are stupid and do crazy shit, but you ladies take it to a whole new fucking level. I swear to God.
I don't know. I don't even know. The coolest accessory.
Back to Wonderland. Okay.
This summer. Oh, holy dooly! The coolest accessory this
Lady, for the love of God, shave your fucking armpits.
summer. Leg hair. Listen. She looks.
Look, ladies, if you don't want to shave, be you. Do whatever you want. That's fine. If it makes you happier, go ahead. Do what makes you happy as long as it doesn't affect those around you or anybody at all. But coming from a man, I would say probably the majority of men, if you want to attract somebody, they don't want hair on you. The only hair a lot of men really care for is on your head. Hell, I mean, some guys don't even care if you have a fucking bush. But a lot of guys find it unattractive that a woman has leg hair, arm hair, and armpit hair. Now, am I saying that's, you know, every man out there? No, there are plenty of guys out there who don't care at all and will look past that, but it's it's a choice, all right.
Like, I don't know. She looks like a cancer kid with tits. That's what. I know I'm being a dick, but you do.
You know, he's not wrong. She kind of does.
Okay, I think if a female woman has underarm hair or leg hair or whatever, so be it. It is natural, absolutely. The type of woman that I'm attracted to is one who is, number one, my wife. Hello, Claire. Number two, doesn't have enormous amounts of hair. And that's just my personal preference.
Yeah, personally for me, I'd rather it, like if I'm gonna date a woman, the only hair I'd rather she have is on her head. But that's just me personally. But like I said before, ladies, if you don't want to shave at all, go right ahead. If it makes you happy, you know, do you be you, babe.
Problem with these type of ladies on the internet, number one, their opinions are usually fucking terrible. Number two, their political opinions are fucking terrible. Number three, they have an OnlyFans link, which makes me just think they're a bad person. And number four, this is just a phase, and eventually they're going to realize that this was just a waste of their life, and then she'll end up being like...
I thought it was so stupid that a lot of these women were saying that we're doing this because it's a way to stick it to the patriarchy. It's like, what patriarchy are you talking about? The patriarchy hasn't existed for a fucking long-ass time. So what patriarchy are you sticking it to?
35 years old with a heap of kids and, you know, like a trad wife. Like, they just sort of flip-flop from either side. But what she thinks she's doing and what she's actually doing is very, very different. She thinks she's inspiring women everywhere to grow their underarm hairs and, you know, not be held down by the patriarchy. What they're actually inspiring is erection.
Look, here's the other thing. She's not conventionally unattractive. I mean, you know, some ladies do look good with short hair or hair like hers. I would say it doesn't suit her. It doesn't. She would look better with longer hair. But if she stopped acting like this woke dumbass, then I think she would do very well. But she's being a woke shithead and doing all this dumb bullshit that doesn't do her any good. And she's going to get a lot of shit.
Of dudes who find underarm hair hot. That's all you're doing. And you can do that and be proud.
I'm sorry, but a lot of the guys who find find armpit hair hot they're probably a bit creepy.
Out of that if you really want to, but you are delusional and delirious if you think you're changing the world in any, real way. So, if you want to sit on a boat that I guarantee isn't yours because you work at Starbucks, and, carry on like this, then okay, do it. And as you go to her page, she promotes her special website. Yes, there you go. There's a spicy link for all the dudes that she's inspiring to ejaculate on their stomachs. Well done, lady. You're really changing the world. You know what I'm learning in this video is people in Gen Z, they really think they're making a massive difference in the world, but all they're really doing is propping up the OF company and making money for that and helping dudes jerk off. That seems to be the...
Ladies, please, for the love of God, don't immediately think that you're going to make a lot of money and get places by starting an OnlyFans. One, you're just demeaning yourself. I'm sorry to say, but it's the truth. You are demeaning yourself. And two, you have a better chance of winning something off of gambling than you do well, I guess I got suspended off TikTok Live. Wonderful. Oh well. Anyways, it's just if you're going, you as I was saying, you have a better chance of winning money doing gambling than you do making it big with OnlyFans. Because it is a very, 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 very small percentage of people that actually, do well on OnlyFans. Anyways. So, and just, just do something that's not OnlyFans, please, for your own sake. Sorry, I was fixing something, and it's not the best choice to go to. Just get a regular job and make money that way. You don't need to demean yourself just to try and make money. And the other thing is, it's going to be on the internet. It's going to be there forever. And it's not the best thing to do if you plan to start a family in the future. So just do something else that's not OnlyFans.
The underlying theme to this video. Almost every woman that I come across who is Gen Z on Instagram and is doing something outrageous, something ridiculous, is also trying to sell the P word, which is hilarious. Like, that is your first port of call. That is what you think is going to change the world. That is what you think you deem as appropriate for yourself to live your life out the best way it could possibly be. That's some sad shit right there. Accentuating your mustache instead of shaving it. This is for my mustache lovers. Listen, I know there's a saying that we need to bring bullying back, and maybe that is true for Gen Z. Maybe
I think the reason why a lot of this stuff has sort of, exploded the way it did and become a mainstream the way it has is because they were encouraged. They weren't shamed or anything, saying, hey, this, you look stupid. This looks dumb. Why the fuck are you doing this? People, it was encouraged. It was propped up. It was glorified, even though it was all fucking stupid and probably not good for society. It wasn't shamed into oblivion. It's this sort of stuff that we see. We know it's dumb. We know it probably shouldn't be continuing. Yet these people encourage it because they're afraid of being told otherwise. They're afraid of being ostracized. They're just afraid of you know, they're afraid for stupid reasons. So instead of saying, hey, this is dumb, you shouldn't be doing this, they encourage it. So I'm not saying bully, but don't encourage it. If people didn't encourage the stupidity, it probably wouldn't have gotten to the point we have it at. It is now.
All of these anti-bullying campaigns have given us the Gen Zs of the world, and we should be ashamed of ourselves for allowing that to happen. But I will also say this, bullying can be terrible. I was a bully to some kids when I was young, and I shouldn't have done that. People bullied me when I was young. It was bad as well. So I guess I experienced it from both sides, and it can really be traumatic for people who are bullied mercilessly. You know, it can affect them for the rest of their lives. But you got to ask yourself, what would you rather? Someone on the internet who's just saying, hey, here's how you make your mustache look delicious. Or bullies and ruining lives. I vote bullies. Do you? Saluting all my child-free women for changing birth rate history. I've seen a...
Well, here's the other thing with the birth rate thing. You have to be very careful with it because if more people keep deciding to not have kids than the people who do have kids, we're eventually going to get to a point in human society where we aren't going to be able to stabilize humanity. It's going to get to a point where we can't refill the population. It's just going to keep declining and declining and declining until we go extinct. The basic, and I mean most basic reason for humans to exist is to keep procreating. That is the very basic, extremely basic reason why we exist, is to keep procreating. Men, we impregnate the women, and women, they give birth to the children. That's how we operate. But if more and more people keep outweighing, if more and more people keep not wanting to have kids, and those type of people keep outweighing the people who want kids, we're eventually going to get to a point where we can't repopulate our population. So personally, I would like to have kids. I would like to have at least 1 or 2 kids in the future, but I don't know how that's going to go. I don't know if there's a woman dumb enough to even want to have kids with me.
A lot of these videos recently, a lot of women celebrating that the birth rate is declining. Now, I think having kids is one of the best things you can do. But not everyone needs to have kids. Not everyone should have kids. Some people should not ever consider reproducing, okay? If there's a lot of them. A lot of them have been in this video. But the celebration of the fact that...
I think we need to have a vetting system that vets those who just really should not have kids out of the equation. Because there are some people who are really, and I mean really, not fit to have children and shouldn't be having children. And yet we have so many fucking retards having kids and keep producing more idiots. And these are the type of people that keep causing more and more problems.
The birth rate is plummeting is not a good thing. Like, I think if you do celebrate that, then you don't understand the consequences of having a population which is overwhelmingly elderly, and there's not enough of a population.
I mean, yeah, look at Japan. Their population is overwhelmingly elderly. They are in a severe population decline. Not enough people are having kids to replace all the elderly that are retiring and just dying. They're in a severe population decline.
Young coming through the workforce to support it.
And here's the other thing. If it is not solely the fault of everyone. It is also the fault of the government and everything that is allowing everything to get so expensive that we cannot afford to have kids. And here's the thing, it's just here in America, you have no idea how entirely expensive it is to have a kid, just to birth a kid. It costs tens of thousands of dollars just for a woman to go to the hospital and have her kid. Hell, it can cost like anywhere from depending on where you go, probably $50,000 to $100,000 just to birth a child, because of all the bullshit things they tack on to the goddamn fucking bill. It is entirely too fucking expensive, medical-wise, to have a kid. So they need to make having a kid and starting a family more fucking affordable, and then people will probably see that you'll see more people wanting to have children because they can actually fucking afford it. People want to have kids. They want to have kids, but they can't because they can barely afford to fucking take care of themselves, because food, gas, living in general is too goddamn expensive. So make things more affordable and you'll see the population go back up.
But anyway, I imagine the people who think that it's a good thing that the birth rate's going down, they don't want to think about that. They don't have the ability to think that critically. And who gives a shit about them? They are a bunch of dumb.
Hang on. Smash the patriarchy, don't reform it. I hate this whole cis thing. It's so fucking stupid. I'm never going to say cis again. It's just, men are not the center of the world. Well, neither are women. Neither sex is the center of the world. That being said, it is the male population that is keeping the infrastructure of the world running. Capitalism feeds on sexism. Abolish it. Capitalism is a lot better than communism and socialism, I can tell you that. It's not the best system, but it's better than the other ones. Abortion on demand, everywhere and free. Okay, my stance on abortion is this. I'm not against it. I'm not. If she wants to get it because she was SA'd, it was against her will, she'll die because of it, then yeah, just go right ahead. But here's the thing that my opinion differs a little bit than most people. If you are having, be in a relationship or not, if you accidentally get pregnant, or you get pregnant and change your mind later on, the least you can do is talk to the person who got you pregnant. Now, if after talking to the person you still decide to get the abortion, then you have decided to get the abortion. But you have at least involved the other person. Now, for you to decide to get the abortion and say fuck the other person and not involve them, period, I think that's a bit of a disrespectful and scummy thing to do. So the least you can do is involve the person that got you pregnant, be it accident or not. Now, through incest, forceful means, or health-wise, then yeah, you don't need to talk to the other person. Just get it done. But like I said, if it was an accident, or you got pregnant and decide later on that you're not going to do it because you don't want to, the least you can do is involve the other person that got you pregnant. And, involve him in the decision making. That's my whole stance on it. Pride started as a riot, not a sponsored event. I know it didn't start as a sponsored event, but it started as a riot. I'm not sure on that. I can't comment on that. I don't know the history of it. Israel is an apartheid state. Free Palestine. I refuse to get involved in that. I don't. It doesn't involve America. Doesn't affect how I go by my daily life. So yeah, TERFs aren't feminists. They're fascists in pink. I forget what it stands for. Hey Siri, what does TERF stand for?
Which word? T-E-R-F or T-U-R-F?
T-E-R-F.
Here's some news about TERS.
What is the acronym TERF?
TERF is slang for neighborhood. This is from slang.net.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Shut off, Siri.
Okay.
Freaking Siri. I swear to God. I forget what it stands for. Trans exclusionary radical feminist. The term describes feminists who do not consider trans women to be women and exclude them from women-only spaces and advocacy efforts. Well, that's not, factually and biologically wrong. Trans women are not women. Trans women are trans women. I never understood why the trans people have such a problem with that. I mean, the trans women were originally just known as transvestites. They fought for the term trans women, and they got it. Trans women are trans women, which are biological men, and trans men are trans men, which are biological women. I don't see why they have such a fucking problem with this. And for them to so badly fight to want to get into women's spaces says more about their mental problems than anything else. Like there are a lot of trans women who get so fucking upset and so enraged when they are stopped from going into a woman's bathroom or a woman's locker room. Logically, there should be nothing wrong with that, but they get so fucking triggered by it, and I think that says more about them than it does anything else. These people have mental problems. Trans women are not women. Trans women are trans women. There's nothing wrong with that. And trans men are trans men. I keep seeing posts on my Twitter that says trans women are real women or trans women are women. It's like, do you want to be told how you are factually, realistically, and biologically wrong? Or do you just want to have people keep lying to you and enabling your stupidity in fantasy world? I mean, if you don't like what I'm saying, I can't change the facts. I can't change reality. I can't change biology. Currently, right now, we do not have the technology to absolutely transition somebody from a woman to a man or a man to a woman. We just don't. We do not have the genetic technology to do that. Now, maybe sometime in the future we might, but right now we just don't. So you're going to have to live with the facts and the biological facts, whether you like it or not. The last one says, fuck your binary, fuck your borders. If you feel attacked, good. Feminism isn't meant to make you comfortable. And feminism isn't meant to be used as a shield for you to push your stupidity onto others.
Whoa, okay. This is going to take a second. Okay, we have here a woman. She must have time traveled from 2011. It says, smash the patriarchy, don't reform it. Okay,
And here's the other thing. The patriarchy doesn't exist anymore. It hasn't existed for years.
patriarchy being the way the world is set up to support men, by men, for men, and destroy women. Cis men are not the center of the world. Okay? I think the way that, you know, it depends how you look at that, okay? I think that is a fair thing to say. Cis men are not the center of the world. I think for a lot of cis men, meaning straight men, I don't know why we needed to throw cis in there, but anyway, for cis men, I think the center of their world is usually cis women. But anyway, capitalism feeds on sexism. Abolish it. People who seek to abolish capitalism are dumb. Abortion on demand everywhere for free. Abortion on demand. Is that like you should be able to get it from like an ATM machine? Like you type in your PIN and a fucking Dyson comes out and sucks out that feeder?
The other thing is that abortion shouldn't be free because you can't expect a doctor to do something for you for free. You have to pay them for their labor. You can't just expect people to do shit for you for free because you demand it.
Yes. Sounds helpful. Pride started as a riot, not a sponsored event. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Israel is an apartheid state, free Palestine. I think this is the problem with the Palestine or free Palestine movement, is these type of people are involved with it, and it's, for a lot of people, it's hard to be associated with that. TERFs aren't feminists, they're fascists in pink. Trans-exclusive radical feminists, the ones, women who want, you know, female toilets for females. It's crazy. Fuck your binary, fuck your borders. Shut the fuck up. Fuck your eyeshadow looks shit. Looks like you've been shot by that Simpsons gun that shoots makeup on. You look terrible. And ladies and gentlemen, did you know this? That only 50% of the people that watch these videos are subscribed. So hit the subscribe button, make me feel better about myself so I don't have to cry myself to sleep every single night. And ladies and gentlemen, make sure you check out, I don't know what that was, but anyway, make sure you check out Patreon. You can get all of these videos early on Patreon for $5 a month. And you also get access to uncensored versions of these videos that go for longer than this video. That's absolutely unbelievable. Go and check it out right now. The link is down below. Oh my God, we have breaking news. Greta Thunberg, I think, Greta Thunberg, climate activist, has struck a close relationship with a young photographer who's become her constant companion, Chris Kebon. Look at this at Stockholm Airport. Hugs all round. Unbelievable. That is just like, I think Greta's like 22 now, and she's finally found love. I wonder if they'll release a sex tape.
It's it's weird to know how old Greta Thunberg is, because it doesn't feel like it was that long ago that she was a kid. So it's a bit jarring to know that she's over 20.
What would they call it? Eyes wide shut? Because of the autism and not being able to look at each other. That's the joke. I'm sorry if it wasn't obvious. I could also throw in the whole, like, you know, wrong hole, how dare you, whatever. Not funny, Isaac. Grow up.
I don't believe in male balding.
Why? What?
First of all, if you're a male and you want to go bald, that's fine. Like, good for you. However, if you're a male and you don't want to go bald and you're balding anyway.
Okay. Butterfield, me.
Because women in this day and age have to do so much.
A little bit of balding going on. That's why I shut.
To upkeep their looks, and men cannot be bald. It's... What does she expect for us to... For men to just magically stop balding? Men can't help that. The men who are balding, they can't help that. They don't have any way to genetically stop that. At least as far as I'm aware. I mean, they can get hair transplants, but they...
I have my head.
It's like women expect men to just willingly get taller. Like, what the... Do you not understand how genetics work?
I have the ability to, not to fucking toot my own horn, join my Patreon, but I have the ability to pay for hair surgery if I wanted to. I've also been offered to get flown out to Turkey for free to get hair transplants. I don't want to. I don't think that is something I will do. I might change my mind in the future, but I just don't see it as something that I prioritize. Right now, I prioritize family time, work, and training and stuff like that. And getting a hair transplant is not something on my priority list. I'm a 32-year-old man, married with a baby.
God, he's younger than me. He's the same age as my brother.
And, mortgage and all this shit. My hair is not my priority, okay? I'll quote one of my good friends on this. Hair is for women and children.
That's where I take issue, because women in this day and age have to do so much to upkeep their looks, and men cannot be bothered to just put some cream on their head or take a little vitamin or
You don't have to do anything if you don't want to.
get a hair transplant even. Women are doing more than that.
There's more stigma for guys to do beauty products, and that includes like hairline stuff. Guys are like more generally insecure about doing stuff like that because they're not really
You
supposed to.
can do it.
For me personally, I don't do any skincare. I don't do any hair care other than, the normal stuff I do in the shower. Shampoo, body wash, that's about it. I don't have a skincare routine. I don't have any of this other products because I don't care. I'm fine without them.
If you want to, who gives a shit? It's the same with anything though. Like, if you don't want to get eyelash extensions, then don't. If you don't want to wax your eyebrows, then don't. If you want to have the world's hairiest bush, then go for it, but don't go out there and I'm not going to make a video about being a man with an alleged receding hairline going, you have to respect me. It's society's beauty standards. No, just shut the fuck up about it. All right. Your life, all this shit, it doesn't matter that much. Just fucking live it, get on with it, and shut the fuck up. What the fuck is this? I need
A movement exploration for my hysterectomy. I forget what a hysterectomy is. I've heard it so many times, but I never actually looked it up. Let's see. What is a hysterectomy? A hysterectomy is a surgical procedure to remove the uterus and, in some cases, other reproductive organs like the cervix, ovaries, and fallopian tubes. Oh, that's what a hysterectomy is. Okay. I mean, I remember what it was. I knew, I've heard it plenty times, and I've heard what it was before, but I just couldn't fucking remember.
turn the music off because it's copyright, but a movement exploration for my hysterectomy. What? Who is this? Is that a dude? What are you doing with your uterus? Man, people really need to go back to hunting or something, or foraging for food. If you're doing interpreting,
that was just so weird. What the hell was he doing?
dance to be able to, as a trans person, understand how your body feels about removing your sex organs from your body. That's fucking insane, man. I know that that's not an appropriate thing to say. It's not politically correct, but that is fucking nuts, dude. That's fucking nuts. If you're doing that shit, you're nuts. If you're doing that, your entire family looks at you like,
I'm sorry, people who make videos like this guy, you just look like you're insane. I'm sorry to say, but you just look like you're insane.
okay, whatever, mate. If that's what makes you happy, fucking do it. Whoa, save a horse, ride a trans cowboy. Pfft. Yeah, let's do it. I'm gonna take my horse down the old town road. I'm gonna have a pussy and I'm a bloke. That wasn't that great. Yeah, this is great. We have a whole room of cowboys here. They're doing their...
Okay, I was trying to figure out if the guy behind the trans man was also trans, but I guess it's just that trans man. That's the other two are still regular guys.
thing. They're probably working at Dutton Ranch, but there's one thing that they need to really escape from to finally stop being women, and that is getting out of the kitchen. Right, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I've said enough. I've gone too far, but Gen Z, fuck you to the moon. Ladies and gentlemen, be a good motherfucker. Peace in the Middle East. Me dick stinks. Toodaloo, au revoir. Bye-bye.
Yeah. I the trans movement as they're nuts. They're really nuts. Oh, Gen Z, you need to get your shit together. Just get your shit together. Oh, it's insane. I'm not really sure what to say, other than the fact that y'all are crazy. Well, that is the end of this video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to give a like and subscribe. I post videos 3 to 5 days a week here. I also post videos over on my other channel for gaming as well. So please make sure to give that a look-see. See if you enjoy that as well. I also stream anywhere from 3 to 5 days a week as well. Links to all my social medias will be on my YouTube page. And with that being said, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.